You talk about three types of colors, right? Sequential, divergent, and categorical. Of course, we don't have the visual aids right now, but is it
Yeah.
possible to talk us through in words?
Yes, yes, sure. Let's start. We'll start with categorical. So, categorical is basically when you're trying to assign a specific color for each category, and this goes back to the example of the four regions, right? Each of the four regions can have a specific color, and those are the colors we're going to use throughout the dashboard. In that case, this color type would be called categorical, and it's used to differentiate categories. That one's pretty straightforward. Sequential, it is essentially taking a color and going from light to dark shade. So an example I like to use is if we're demonstrating the growth of a tree or a plant, we can sort of use green and start with a very faint light green for when the plant is just seeded. And then as it grows up into a bigger plant or tree, we can have a bar chart that sort of gets darker and darker green. So you're using one shade and it's a sequential color. As the numbers grow, the colors tend to get darker. And then lastly, diverging. This is sort of going from one color to another with a central midpoint. And this is the type of color that I would generally see used for something like profit and loss, where you can have like a light orange that sort of, sorry, darker orange that sort of gets lighter as you're in the negatives of a profit. And then in the middle, it's sort of a grayish, whitish color. And then similarly, then it goes from a light blue all the way to a darker blue as the profits get higher. So you want to be in the darker blue areas, not in the darker orange
Uh huh.
areas. And that's a diverging color type.